You want to stop reading chest x-rays like a medical student and start reading them like a radiologist? If so, you're going to want to get rid of your ABCDEs. I'm Dr. Jesse Smith. I'm a third-year radiology resident, and I'm going to give you a framework to read your chest x-rays like a pro. No offense to the ABCDEs, this was how I learned to read a chest x-ray in medical school, but honestly, the ABCDEs is a basic framework for reading a chest x-ray, but it is not complete enough to read them properly. ABCDE stands for airway, bones, cardiac silhouette, diaphragm, and everything else. But in the real world, the ABCDEs are not complete enough and they don't go in the right order to read your chest x-rays completely every single time. I'm going to give you a better mnemonic to get through chest x-rays like a radiologist, and it is show me the lungs. SHOML. Okay, maybe it's not a better mnemonic, but it's more complete. Let's get into it. The first thing that you should look at whenever you open a chest x-ray is not the airway, it's not the lungs. You should take a basic snapshot of the setting of that study. Where did the study come from? Is it an outpatient study? Did it come from the ICU? Is it an emergency department study? Now you have to look also at the quality of the study. Are you looking at a portable that was taken at a hospital bed, or are you looking at a nice high quality PA projection? You need to look at the exposure of your image. You're looking to see how well you can see vertebral bodies through the cardiac silhouette. This tells you whether or not you're going to be able to see details in the lungs very well or not at all. Next thing we need to assess is what sort of inspiratory effort do we have here? When a patient gets a chest x-ray, they're asked to take a deep breath in and hold it. But not everybody can do that. Certainly, if you're an intubated patient in the ICU, there's no breath hold. So you get what you get. So when you look at a chest x-ray for the first time, you need to decide, is this a good inspiratory effort or low lung volumes? Last thing you want to check when you're assessing the setting of a study is how well positioned is this patient. Most chest x-rays are done in either a PA or an AP projection where you're essentially looking at the patient from the front, but some chest x-rays are done in a lateral view, some are done obliqued. It really depends on what they're being ordered for. The quick way to look at patient position on an AP or a PA radiograph of the chest is to look at the two clavicular heads and the spinous processes. Those should fall right in the middle. If they are off to either side, this means the patient is rotated, and this will change the way that certain structures within the chest will project. Now, once you've determined the setting of your study, you have a framework to start interpreting it. Now, before you start jumping into anything having to do with anatomy or pathology, you need to go to H, which stands for hardware. Assessing hardware in a patient is one of the most overlooked parts of looking at a chest radiograph. And in some cases, hardware, or more specifically, malpositioned hardware, can have a huge impact on a patient's health. Look at this example of a malpositioned feeding tube. This feeding tube should be going down the esophagus and then turning over into the stomach right here. Instead, it turns to the patient's left too soon. This is a tracheally inserted feeding tube going into the left mainstem bronchus. This is not something that you want to miss. When I think about hardware, I think about the acronym MISS, M-I-S-S, and that is a basic framework for most of the hardware that you're going to see on a patient. M stands for mouth. That's anything that goes in through the mouth or the nose. This includes endotracheal tubes and enteric tubes, feeding tubes. I stands for intravenous. This means any line that's going through the IV system or the arterial system. This includes PICC lines, central catheters, dialysis catheters, chest portacaths. All of these can be visualized on a chest radiograph. The first S stands for serous cavities, and this means any hardware that's going into the pericardium, the pleural cavity, or the peritoneum. The second S in the MISS acronym stands for soft tissues, and this could be any hardware that's in the soft tissues surrounding the thorax. This might be surgical hardware, staples or sutures, soft tissue drains. These are all visible in a chest x-ray. Okay, now it's time to start reading the actual anatomy and pathology on a chest x-ray. The next part of the acronym is O, which stands for outside, and this means everything outside of the lung cavity. This means soft tissues, bones, and abdomen. While a chest radiograph is technically a study looking at the thorax and the lungs, there is a lot visible on a chest radiograph that needs to be interpreted. Specifically, the upper abdomen is always visible on a chest radiograph And you can't overlook that because you can spot important things like air in the peritoneum or dilated loops of bowel that really need to be reported. A good assessment of the outside of a chest radiograph includes a really good look at the bones. This includes the spine, the clavicles, the scapula, and all of the ribs. Next up in your search pattern is M, and M stands for mediastinum. The mediastinum is anything but simple. There are all different kinds of structures that run through the mediastinum that can be assessed on a chest x-ray. Looking at the mediastinum includes looking at the cardiac silhouette and the retrocardiac space, the mediastinal structures, the aorta, and the trachea. Last but not least, L stands for lungs. Now you're looking at all of the air spaces completely to assess for any pathology. A good look at the lungs involves looking at all aspects of the air spaces, including the diaphragms, the costophrenic angles, the apices, and the lateral margins. There's nothing wrong with the ABCDEs. It's a great framework to be able to go through a chest x-ray mostly complete. But if you really want to read a chest x-ray like a pro, you need to go a little bit deeper. So try this acronym, show me the lungs, run through it a few times until it becomes automatic, and I guarantee you, you'll be impressing your attendings, you'll be reading more completely, and you'll be missing less on chest x-rays. Thanks for reading with me today. If you like this video, look for more down below. Hit me a like and a subscribe. I'd love to hear comments. What did I miss? Is my acronym good? Is it helpful, or is it too much? Love to hear it. See you next time.